All right, so if you need a title for this, we are going to do more with finding zeros. The thing I really love about this is your remainder will be zero. It's like you know the answer before you even start. If you don't get zero, you have done goofed. Okay. Now, I taught this last time through a video, so we're going to just do a whole big bunch more practice. So I don't have any like notes in particular. We're going to just do some problems together. Is it on the quiz review?
Is it going to be on our quiz?
Is this on the quiz review? Is finding zeros on that question's for anybody? Is finding zeros on the quiz review that we just did? No, it's not, is it? So do you think it's going to be on the quiz? No. What is going to be on the quiz? The stuff on the quiz review. Thank you very much. Yep, characteristics, and then a synthetic division and a long division. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is decide how many answers there are going to be. So how many answers should we get for this thing? Why 3? Because that's true. It is your greatest power. It's the degree. It's the who's in charge here. You should get 3 answers. Not 2, not 4. You should get 3 answers. So now the first thing I'm going to do is type it into the calculator. So here's my Desmos. Oh, I want this to go away. Here's my Desmos. Let me go ahead and type that in. I've got 4x cubed. Sorry, this is the annoying part where you have to just like kind of watch me type this. But can you please watch me type it? Make sure I don't make a typo because then the whole thing's wrong. So plus 52x minus 11. Are we all good?
Oh yeah, this doesn't really make sense anymore.
Okay, well, I'm here and I can fix it. All right. So there's one, and there's one. One of those is rational, is good. In other words, we're going to put it in the little box off to the side. And 2 of those are irrational, meaning I can't use them. So which one, look up here, is the one that we can use?
140.
Yeah. 0.25 is rational. These are a big, oh, good. Say that louder. 1/4. Do you see that there? 0.25 is 1/4. So what you are going to do is put 1/4 in the little box. Is our countdown in order? Yes. I don't need any zeros. All right. So just steal all of those numbers. I'm going to pause the recording. You should get 0 as your remainder. Everybody go ahead and do that.
I think the laughing is everyone else is laughing. I laugh like
this is what I got. Is that what you got?
That's what I got. So how do you do division? 5.
You multiply by 1/4, which is the same as dividing by 4.
Okay.
Now, whenever you have a fraction as your number in the little box, and I started talking and now I'm hearing we're talking. I'm going to pause again. When this number is a fraction, you have to reduce these. They will all divide by 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. Negative 32 divided by 4 is -8. And 44 divided by 4 is 11. You're reducing it. Now we're going to put the x's back in. I'm going to ask a question, so then you're allowed to talk. All right. What power are we going to start with when we put the x's back in? Squared, 2, because it's 1 less than what we had here. So I have x squared minus 8x plus 11. I want to set that equal to 0 because the goal is finding zeros. Now you can either factor or complete the square. Factoring will not work. Why not? 11, the only numbers would be 1 times 11. If you get 11 plus 1 to equal -8, let me know. That was a problem. All right. So instead, we're going to complete the square. You're going to copy down the first 2 terms, slide the 11 to the other side. You're subtracting it to the other side. So that's why it's negative when you move it over. See who remembers how to complete the square. What are we going to add to both sides?
16.
Good. All right, the colors don't show up very good there, but it's plus 16 on both sides. What's that? The other side is 5. What goes on this side? The point is that you can... Perfect. X minus 4 squared. This side is 5. And then just keep going. You're going to go all the way to the very bitter end. Okay. Next step would be what? Square root. And what do you put in front of your square root? Plus or minus. Good job. 5 is not a big enough number to split. If it was something like 24, though, how would you split that? Like if it came out to something that was big. Yeah, well, you would have 4 and 6, 2 square root of 6. So anyway, if it's a bigger number, you have to do that. You're going to add the 4 over, All right, 4 plus and minus square root of 5. How many answers is that? 2. How many were we supposed to get? 3. So what's the other one? The 1/4 that we put in the little box in the first place. Yeah, last class, it's just I wasn't here, so you learned it through a video. It was me teaching it to you. It was just I wasn't here in person.
I have a question.
Yeah, good.
When you're dividing this, so you're really just multiplying by 4 and then you have to simple it by 4.
Yeah. When it's a fraction, you have to do that. All right, let's try another one.
Sorry. Wait, I have a question.
Yeah, good.
So on this one, the ones that we got to add to these numbers was 1, -8, and 11, and that's the numbers we got down here. Is it always gonna be the same like that?
Usually. When it's a fraction, not if it's a whole number. All right, how many answers should we get for this one?
3.
3. Good. So I'm going to go to the calculator and type it in. We've got X. Oh, and by the way, this was our 1/4. Can I make this connection for you? Do you see these two? One of them, what did we get? If you do 4 plus square root of 5, do you see how that's 6.23, blah, blah, blah? That's that one. And if you do 4 minus square root of 5, 1.76, blah, 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 that's that one. Do you see?
We can check ourselves.
Yeah, so you can check yourself like that. That's how like those are those two answers. I mean, everything I'm teaching you is on the test. All right, so yeah, you're gonna have a calculator section on your test. Well, you need it to do this part. Okay, do you guys see how I typed that in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Real life, like outside of this class, like when you really need to solve that, you put in calculator not even value.
So this, well, it's gone now because I just deleted it. But a decimal, this is a good question. A decimal that has been rounded or truncated is not perfect because you have chopped off part of your answer. Saying 6.2 or whatever that came out to is not perfect. 4 plus square root of 5 is a perfect answer. Do you get what I'm saying? You didn't chop off part of the decimal, so you didn't lose part of your answer. All right. I don't know because I live in this room and I teach pre-calculus to 16 and 17-year-olds. No, but Google is free. All right. What number is going to go in the little box off to the side? -2. Follow-up question. Do you see any other places this touches the x-axis?
It's gonna be imaginary.
They're going to be imaginary, okay? Because we are going to get 3 answers. The others are just going to be imaginary. So -2 goes in the little box. What are my countdown numbers going to be?
1, 0.
0, good. 20, all right. I want you guys to go ahead and work it out. Your remainder should be what? 0. If it's not, you had a mistake. You done good. I got 1, -2, and 10. Okay.
I got 1.
Good job. So it is going to be x squared minus 2x plus 10 equals 0. Because again, the goal is finding the zeros. That's like what the directions are. Is that going to factor? It will not.
Oh.
And actually, I know that it won't because I know that my other answers are going to be what? Imaginary. If it factored, they would be real. So there's going to be an I in there. Do you guys see how I slid the 10 to the other side? All right, now this one's a little tricky. What are we going to add to the +1? I know, some people are super fast. As I'm talking, some people could be like close to done with the problem. I'm trying to keep everybody together. Blank squared equals -9. What goes in the blank there? Good.
Can we always just complete the square or like some problems we don't solve by that?
You're going to complete the square for all of them because if it factored, you'd actually be able to just find all the answers on the calculator, and I make it so that you have to actually work some of them out. So they're going to be complete the square. I just bring it up verbally as reminding you it's another method. Were you going to ask something? No, because I want you to actually work it out. All right, so you're going to square root. It'll be plus and minus what? 3i. Good. I'm going to have to come over here.
So let's be quiet.
I know I shouldn't have to be shushing you guys. And then your last step is to add the 1. So it is 1 plus and minus 3i. That's 2 answers, but there should be a third one, which is -2. Good job. Yes, go ahead. When you square root the -9, your square root of 9 is 3, well, plus and minus 3, but when it's negative, that's where you get the imaginary part in there. All right, we're going to do a couple more together, and then I'll have you guys play a relay.
I to the fourth.
No.
I to the sixth.
We don't do that. The only thing we do with I in pre-calc is this. It's so you can get your imaginary answers. We don't do all that manipulation with I. We don't do all that.
I.
Oh,
Yeah.
negative I silent.
No, we don't do that.
Yeah. It's like I won.
Hey, guys, how about you focus and write this one down? I'm trying to make sure I don't make a copy error. Perfect.
We did 4.
Those are so.
4. We're gonna do 4, and then I'm gonna have you guys do a relay. When we do the relay, I'm gonna move both of you so that you can be like on teams. Okay,
And we haven't done.
just as a heads up.
Sarah?
Yeah, she's like. She just doesn't come.
This one, Sarah? Yeah, she emailed me. She didn't feel good.
She said she didn't feel good yesterday either.
A lot of people are sick right now.
It's because of changing of the weather.
Yeah.
My dad always.
Well, I asked, this was funny this morning. I'll put this on the recording. That's fine. I said, Alexa, what's the temperature today? And she goes, right now it is 48 degrees. The high today is 81. Like, that's why everyone is sick.
Oh, yeah, I saw.
Oh, yeah, because it's 40 when you wake up.
And then I was like, I actually made her repeat it. I was like, 81. All right, did you all write that down? Okay, so I am going to go. Oh, how many answers are we going to get? 4.
The first exponent.
It's the highest exponent. I will always make it be the first one, but just to be clear, if they were jumbled up, it's the highest one. Plus 7x squared plus 12x. Thank you. All right, did I copy that all right? All right, shh, guys, look up here. Oh, I zoomed in a little far. All right, I'm going to click on the x-intercept. We need to find one that is nice. 3 is going to go in the little box off to the side.
Wait. Oh, never mind. Wait.
Well, I have something else I'm going to say, but can you hold on? I'm going to do this first. I think the countdown is in order. What I would like for you to do is go ahead and find your 0 remainder. I'm going to do it too, and then we'll just all make sure we all got the same thing, okay? It's nice because you know the answer before you even do the problem. Yep, the remainder is going to be 0. It has to be. Now, we're going to have 4 answers, right? I need to work this down until I get it to a square. You can't complete the square if it's not a squared, if it's not a quadratic. So I need to divide out something else. I'm going to go back to the calculator screen. Now, neither of these are good options, all right? But you can actually do 3 again. Why? What is the graph doing that means it bounces? It is a twin. It counts twice. Do you see the bounce there? So what you're going to do is put 3 off to the side here and do it again. I did one like this in the notes.
Yeah.
Did you see how the graph bounced there? That means it counts twice. You have to cycle it down until you get to a squared. So like if your power is 4, you have to divide out twice. If your power is 5, you would have to divide out 3 times. You have to get it down to a squared.
So if it's a wiggle, go into a three.
That's not going to happen.
X cubed minus 2.
All right, now hold on. Shh, let me get everybody together. I got 1, 0, -2. Is that good? Okay. So now, see how this is to the 4th? We're going to start with squared. Why will I be able to start with a squared? Because we divided out twice. Do you see that there? So it's x squared. Now you can write plus 0x if you want, but I kind of don't recommend that. It's a 0. I would just skip it. Minus 2 equals 0. And then you just keep going. Just don't stop. You need to go all the way to the bitter end. You seem confused there. Are you good with why it's a squared?
Yeah.
Because we divided twice. So 4 minus 2 is what we did.
Is that not factored?
This one I would honestly just add, because there's no x's in the middle, I would just add over the 2. Like I would just solve it. So, well, the square root of 2 isn't 1.
Oh, yeah.
Square root of 2. So, it's plus and minus square root of 2. Which, if I go back to the calculator, look at, if I type square root of 2, do you see how it's 1.2? 4, 1, 4, da, 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 da. See how that is that, and then this is the negative version?
X equals 3 twice when you're writing.
Yes. Did you all hear what she just said? When you write your answers, you have to write x equals 3 twice, or you don't get a total of 4 answers. I know that seems silly, but the total should be 4. Twins count as 2 people. All right, one more.
Understanding.
I can't write today.
Sorry.
Will you stop saying that?
Oh, you need a 0.
I don't like when people are overly apologetic.
Saying
Weird.
sorry,
I don't
I'm
like it
I'm
either.
sorry, and then I'm like.
I don't like it when
sorry,
people talk.
I said, oh crap, no, not again, sorry.
No, not again. All right, last one. Write it down, guys. You got plenty of time. Plenty of time. How many answers will there be for this one?
4.
4. Good. So you would need to do it twice, but I'm going to show you something. That's x to the 4th plus 13x squared plus 36. Thank you, guys. All right, so look. Hold on. We get everybody else there. Will you stop talking, guys? Where does this graph touch the x-axis?
0 times.
It doesn't. So we will get 4 answers, but they are all imaginary. That means there is not a number you can put in the little box off to the side. That method just went completely out the window. Throw it away. No, there is not anything you can divide out. Now you can't complete the square because it's not a squared. So thank you there. I knew if I waited you guys out long enough, you would come up with it. Factoring is your other method, but I love that you guys did that. Do you see how you talked it out and you went through all the different methods and it was like, let's try this one. No, that won't work. Let's try this. No, that won't work. And you eventually landed on the right one. Now, when you split up x to the 4th, it's x squared and x squared. You need numbers that multiply to be 36, but add up to 13. Well, 6 plus 6 isn't 13. 9 and 4. And adding is what we want. So you're going to set each of these equal to 0 and work them out. And all the answers should be imaginary. When I'm hearing my voice, I should only hear my voice and no other voice. So if I set this first one equal to 0. Yeah, and some people are able to just jump to the answer like that, but let me get everybody else there. You would subtract the 9 and then square root. If you feel like you're going to forget the plus minus, if you're circling back and counting your answers, like, hey, I should get 4 answers, you will catch that. So if you're scared you're going to forget to put it, as long as you're checking, if you don't have the plus minus, you won't get a total of 4 answers. And then this one, good. And again, some people are able to jump straight to the answer. That's fine. It'll be plus and minus 2i. So did we get 4 answers?
Wait, are we just gonna put